up, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and in this video we're talking about what we learned from the Lions win yesterday over the New York Giants 31-26. I came up with 5 things that we learned from the game, so let's get this thing started. We're kind of going to be looking at a little bit more numbers in this rather than my takeaways. My takeaways, I don't look at numbers, I just completely give my initial reactions to the game. Don't do much editing or anything like that. I just like to give my initial reactions. But in this video, I'm going to be telling you what I learned also while using stats. Yes, because I know there are some people that like to hear the stats, and the stats are pretty good on this video. Okay, so let's start this off. Coming into number 1, the first thing that we learned from that game, and I don't even know if we necessarily learned this, okay? I mean, this is something that we kind of knew, but it kind of just was shown off again, and that is that Matthew Stafford is great.
They're great!
And that the Detroit Lions are really just heavily relying on this passing offense once again. So this was something that we didn't want to see happen, right? It was supposed to be a balanced offense where we can run the ball and then, you know, we can pass as well. We keep a good balance, right? Well, that's not what's happening right now. The Lions can't run the ball really at all right now, and instead they're relying on the passing game, and Matthew Stafford has been stepping up really pretty much in every single game this season. Matthew Stafford has been stepping up. I mean, you can look at even their losses to the Kansas City Chiefs. He outplayed Patrick Mahomes in that game. Versus the Green Bay Packers, he had a pretty good game once again. In the Vikings game, he had 4 touchdown passes, and we put up 30 points against a team that allows 15 per game. Yes, we lost that game by 12, but that's because our defense gave up 42 points. So Matthew Stafford has really been carrying this offense, and yesterday was no different. 25 for 32. I read a stat that he was 12 for 12 in the second half with 150 passing yards. 12 for 12 in the second half. That's incredible. Overall, though, 25 out of 32, 3 touchdowns. He did have that 1 interception on the first drive, which was like, boy, what are you doing? And then he made up for it. So I don't get too mad at him. And 342 passing yards. So Matthew Stafford was outstanding once again, other than the complete brain fart, I guess you would say, interception earlier in that game. I'm not sure what the heck happened there. That maybe we didn't learn, but we kind of started to understand, and hopefully we can get that fixed, because I think if the Lions want to make a big run and they want to get off a whole bunch of wins, this running game has to start to come together. So we'll see what happens. Number 2 has to deal with the running back position. Now, I don't know if the Lions necessarily have found the number 1 running back at this spot. I mean, Kerryon Johnson is out with an injury. He's on IR. I'm not even sure if he was our number 1 running back. Depth chart it was, but I'm not sure if he's going to be our actual number 1 running back. And at this point, I don't think we have him. We start off with Trey Carson. He started off with a solid start, but when you look at his numbers, 12 carries for 34 yards, which is only a 2.8 average. Ty Johnson, who had 7 carries for 25 yards, which is not much better, 3.6 yards per carry. Now, he did have a few good carries and, you know, catches that were called back due to holding calls, and one was actually a chop block. So he did look, I would say, maybe he had the best runs of the day for the Detroit Lions. And then Paul Perkins, 3 carries for 4 yards, 1.3 yard average. So that's basically nothing happened. So you can see the running game is definitely not there. We haven't been able to keep this offense balanced. Okay, we ran the ball 22 times between these 3 running backs. These 3 running backs had 22 carries combined. Yet, we still barely had any yards, okay? When you add it together, 34 plus 25 plus 4, I don't do math, so I'm going to use my calculator. Beep, boop, boop. Carry the 1. 63. We had 63 yards. I don't know about you, but with 22 carries and 63 rushing yards, that doesn't seem very good. Now, the wide receiver core has been really good. Now, that could be because of Matthew Stafford, but at the same time, I think we have a really deep wide receiver core, and there's no need to go get any other wide receivers because these guys are balling. Kenny Galladay is being Kenny Galladay. 6 receptions for 123 yards and 2 touchdowns, man. Big time grabs, great hands, all right? This dude is rolling around with the ball in his hands, doesn't lose it, catches the touchdown. I mean, this dude is crazy. Danny Amendola, maybe the most reliable player on our team, maybe other than Matt Prater. 8 receptions, 95 yards. Wow. Marvin Jones, 4 receptions, 22 yards. Marvin Hall with another bomb. Who would have thought? Marvin freaking Hall gets deep once again for a 49-yard bomb for a touchdown. And TJ Hockenson and Logan Thomas combined for 2 receptions for 38 yards. Our wide receivers, our receiving core has been outstanding, and that's really set us apart. We just see J.D. McKissick a little bit in the passing game, but overall, we have a lot of weapons on the outside. No need to get any more. We have weapons that can go make plays. Now, the running back position I can see because I don't think we make a lot of moves after the catch. Like he said, we don't do much after we make the catch, okay? There's not much there. We don't make a lot of guys miss. So that would be very helpful. With the wide receivers and the tight ends, they've looked pretty good. Next up, Trey Flowers. Finally, the $90 million man wakes up. Trey Flowers gets a strip sack, and man, I cannot tell you how happy I was for this man. All right, Trey Flowers coming off the edge. If you guys watched his back, they singled him. Okay, they were one-on-one with the tackle. And Trey Flowers literally ran up, grabbed the dude, and walked him to the ground. I mean, it was Oh, it was dirty. He just threw him down like Saquon threw down Will Harris. Similar to that. Boom, threw that man down, came in there, and finally just barely got it, and I felt so good for him because he's been close. He's been so close many times. He was able to get a strip, and then the very next play, he actually was recorded for another full sack, which is actually like the first time since 1994, I believe it was. It was something along those lines. I saw the stat that you get back-to-back full sacks. So Trey Flowers' very next play actually was credited for a sack because the quarterback kind of fell. He was pushing. He was close to him. The quarterback fell then, and he tapped him down. So Trey Flowers came alive. Hopefully he can keep it going because that's what we need to see if we're going to keep wins coming. This is a very talented player. And I would still love to add some help to the line, but he definitely looked really good. And now finally, Matt Patricia is willing to make the adjustments for this team, okay? I understand a lot of people want to hate on Matt Patricia, and I understand his defense did not play at the best ability they definitely could have. But the fact is they won, and he showed adjustments throughout the game. If you look at all touchdowns, there's nothing that Patricia can do. You got one-on-one, and you got beat twice. Twice your corners got beat one-on-one. And not like outran. I'm saying like jump ball, they got beat. That's not much that Matt Patricia can do. That's how he's played the scheme, and it's worked all year until this game. Please keep Darius Slay because we need him. Just like Matt Patricia said, I like the team we have. I like Slay too. Matt Patricia was able to make adjustments. He was able to bring a lot of blitzes. Jared Davis was flying in there like a crazy person. He was so crazy and flying there so out of control, he would miss the quarterback multiple times. I was like, come on, man. How long have you been doing it? I'm sorry, I'm gone. But look, he misses the quarterback too much, man. You get back there every time. You just got to tackle him. Either way, Jared Davis, you were able to get in there a lot, and you're a crazy good blitzer. But Matt Patricia made the adjustments, okay? He brought tons of blitzes. The biggest one I think he made was on the fourth down when he brought a crazy blitz, and we were able to get in there. He ran the quick out to Tate, and Justin Coleman was able to jump that route. That was an adjustment by Matt Patricia to send the blitz, and then obviously Coleman did a great job of getting inside of Golden Tate. So overall, he shows that he'll adjust, and he's going to try to do what he can to win the game, okay? He's not going to just sit in the same formation if it isn't working with it, which is obviously a good thing, to try something new. And maybe Von Miller, I don't know. Maybe Von Miller, if you want to. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see if there's any trade updates. I'll let you guys know if there is for sure. If you guys want me to do a trade talk video, I definitely can. Anyways, thank you, Pride, for watching, and I'm out.